Hello, incredible soul. Welcome to the Embodied Woman podcast. I am your host, Anna Fink, the Wellness Architect, and I want to speak with you about one of my favorite topics, cleansing. Spring is such a powerful time to cleanse. As you know, we are now in spring in the Northern Hemisphere as of the time of this recording, and spring is so powerful. You think about it, the trees are beginning to blossom, the leaves are coming in and they're becoming green again on the deciduous trees, and flowers are blooming, grass is greening and growing. There's so much life and potential available in spring. And what I love about spring is that the body's ability to cleanse and heal, it's amplified. It's supported by the energy of spring. So I want to share about the power of cleansing your physical body, but then also the power of detoxing and cleansing your home. Because again, our bodies respond to our environment, and the products and the ingredients in those products impacts our physiology and our overall health. So one of the pillars of the embodied wellness method is cleansing, because in order to truly heal, we must cleanse and we must support the body in cleansing. And I love this concept of seeing cleansing as a lifestyle rather than a one-time endeavor. We are living in a time, in a modern age, where we are exposed to more pathogens, more toxins, chemicals, pollutants, toxic heavy metals than ever before, and our bodies have become burdened. We often think that when we are diagnosed with something or we experience some sort of health challenge or symptom, that our bodies are broken. Like, what's wrong with us? That's the first question we often ask. But your body is not broken, it is burdened. And when you understand that and you begin to decipher the codes, the symptoms you're experiencing, you can recode your body for radiance. You can redesign and refine your environment, your lifestyle to be one that allows radiant health to be transpiring naturally every day. So, one thing I want to address before we speak about cleansing, because when we look at cleansing, we want to do it in harmony with the physiology, understanding our body rather than burdening it, because there are so many cleansing trends out there and myths around cleansing. So, let's first talk about it. There are so many different cleanses being promoted as healthy, as good, as healing, and these are almost like a quick fix. People are thinking, oh, I need to cleanse my body. So they do a water fast, they do a bone broth cleanse, or they do something, and it entails a lot of extremes. There's restriction, there is this urgency in when it's done or how it's done. There can be a lot of trending protocols that are actually health hindering rather than health promoting and helpful. So this then leads to a burden on the body even more. And while we may not notice it immediately, it's costing our health in the long term. While they are well intentioned, there's just a misunderstanding of the physiology, of the true nature of the cleansing processes that take place. So we want to understand that, because often these cleanses that are trending trigger stress responses. They deprive the body of glucose, the primary fuel for the body. They often introduce more adrenaline into the body if it's a bone broth cleanse, or if you're going long periods of time without food, then the adrenals are going into overdrive to secrete adrenaline to then release glycogen stores from the liver to nourish the body and get the blood glucose back up. So this puts the body and coats the body for survival rather than healing and radiance and creation. Now, when your body's in survival mode, it is not in healing mode. It is in fighting for its life. So it cannot fully cleanse nor heal effectively. Now, a lot of these cleanses also lack the true nutrients, the health promoting foods that the body actually needs to heal. The cleanses that are being promoted focus on these different supplements or powders or different things that the body can't even use, absorb properly. So they are deficient in bioavailable glucose, in trace minerals, in living water, which is so hydrating and so cleansing. And most of the trending cleanses actually eliminate these things. They eliminate the glucose, they eliminate these bioavailable nutrients So there's this whole misunderstanding that happens, and a lot of these cleanses actually burden the body rather than build the body. There can be harsh laxatives that are included. There are synthetic ingredients, or maybe apple cider vinegar cleanses, or these olive oil cleanses that are trigger or targeting the liver and saying they're designed to support the liver, but they're actually hurting the liver, they're compromising the health. And true cleansing is never about deprivation, it's about devotion. And a lot of these cleanses deprive you of the very nutrients your body needs to cleanse and heal. True cleansing is slow, it's intentional, it's steady, it's understanding the body's physiology without forcing it. It's about moving in rhythm with it. And spring is the moment to cleanse because there's this new energy coming through. We've just entered a new season. There is this old stagnant energy from winter that wants to be removed and released. And also, the body's ability to cleanse is heightened. There's so much more ability for the body to heal during the cleansing energy of the spring. So, your body is so intelligent in its design, and our bodies are cleansing every day, and the liver's going through a detoxification process at night. But when we're constantly exposing ourselves, not intentionally, but just through life and living with the air, with the water, with the food, to these different chemicals, pathogens, the body becomes more burdened. And while the body is designed to eliminate these, it cannot do so when it's burdened because it has the capacity for how much it's able to cleanse and eliminate every day. And spring is this time of renewal. Things are gestating, they're coming to life, they are fully in blossom, they are fully in their potential. And that is why spring, when done with intention, cleansing is amplified because your body is already in that heightened mode, wanting to heal, wanting to restore. Now, this is the art of wellness and wellness architecture and practice because you understand the conditions and the environments in which your bodies thrive, and then you design your life around that. There's a cleanse method that I've created, and I call it the embodied wellness cleanse method because cleansing is multidimensional. You're not just cleansing your physical body, you're cleansing on a physical, energetic, mental, emotional, and spiritual level. So while you're cleansing, you might experience different emotions come up, different symptoms flare, different fluctuations in your energy. The soul is healing and cleansing when we cleanse. So we focus on the foundation of radiant health and focusing on the physical foundation first, but then all the other areas and elements of wellness are impacted and benefit from this. So, the first step of this method is to let go of what harms and hinders. There are specific foods that prevent cleansing in your body and that interfere with your body's natural ability to heal. So, these include eggs, as eggs feed pathogens. They are high in fat and clog the lymphatic system. They also create acidity in the body, and when the body is in an acidic state, it's not in its most vibrant alkaline healing state. Gluten promotes systemic inflammation, it compromises the digestive health, and it just feeds pathogens. So if you're dealing with a lot of pathogens, part of cleansing is to eliminate the pathogen so that your body becomes stronger rather than a pathogen becoming stronger. And when you're eating foods that the pathogen prefers, they get stronger while your body gets weaker. Processed oils and seed oils inflame the tissues and overburden the liver. Alcohol and caffeine dehydrate the body and code the body for survival. They also tax your liver and adrenals. So you want to understand what are the foods that you're eating on a daily basis that are coding your body for survival, that are preventing cleansing, and then begin to eliminate those. And when you're doing a proper cleanse, you eliminate them entirely. And it depends on the length of the cleanse, but focusing on doing those first and then focusing on a cleansing morning is what really begins to compound the effects of your actions. So the second step is to then begin to incorporate and embody what heals. So focus on the healing foods that are going to nourish your adrenals, nourish your liver, help the body cleanse, but also provide the bioavailable glucose. So you want to minimize pesticide exposure here. You want to focus on organic fruits because fruit is the most cleansing and healing food group that exists. And then look at leafy greens because they cleanse the lymphatic system, they create alkalinity in the body, they are so powerful to cleanse the digestive tract. And bringing in more of these living, vibrant foods will give you more energy and enhance the body's ability to cleanse. Vegetables are also amazing because they nourish and protect your liver while delivering essential micronutrients. The third step of the cleanse method is to hydrate with living water. Hydration is essential while cleansing because it is one of the primary mechanisms by which toxins are successfully mobilized and eliminated. Now, there are different types of hydration. You want to focus on living hydration. Most of the water we're drinking is dead water. If it's tap, if it's bottled, filtered, we want it to be filtered water, but we want to add lemon juice to it because that makes it more alkalizing and it cellularly hydrates the body. This also is amazing to support your immune system and to mobilize pathogens and toxins so that they can begin to become eliminated. Celery juice is another one of my favorites. It's antiviral and antibacterial. It's going to cleanse your liver. It's going to support your adrenals and purify your lymphatic system. And cucumber juice is so incredibly hydrating. Cucumbers are 80% water. So when you drink these, they are living water delivered right to your cells. They're so rich and hydrating in minerals too. And then fourth step is to amplify the cleanse method with targeted supplementation. So supplements are so powerful when they are the right form, the right concentration, and they are pure ingredients rather than a supplement with a lot of fillers. Now, barley grass juice powder is one of my favorites because it remineralizes your body and your bones and teeth, but it also removes and neutralizes toxic heavy metals. Spirulina is amazing to support the cleansing and elimination of radiation from the body, as well as toxic heavy metals. And zinc sulfate is one of my favorites because it's an essential trace mineral that supports the immune system. It neutralizes pathogens, it strengthens the liver for detoxification, and it nourishes the adrenals. So that is a four-step method for cleansing. But even if you take one thing away, I want you to take the hydration away because if you begin your day with lemon water, that is already such a step up. You're supporting your liver. You're going to be hydrating on a cellular level, promoting elimination. And the more you eliminate, the more you cleanse and the more you heal. So we also want to look at designing and refining your space because your environment and your habitat influences your habits. Now, our habitats and our environment, well, our habitats are constantly in dialogue with our bodies. So our bodies are always responding to the cues and triggers around us. Now, this is an ideal time to cleanse the space, deep clean, to let go of things, but really focus on decluttering with intention, letting go of objects that don't serve, of items of clothing that is toxic, that doesn't feel like you anymore. Clothing impacts us energetically. So when we start to refine our lifestyle, we refine our space, we choose what aligns and what doesn't, and let go of what does not, then you can become even more empowered and the artist of your life. We want to open up the windows to create more movement and circulation in the airflow to freshen up the space. We want to also look at bringing in more plants. Plants filter the air. They also bring more energy into your space. Salt lamps are amazing. I have one right here that filters the air and emits sodium ions. And you can bring in different elements, design elements that are clean, plants, crystals to harmonize the energetics of your home. But then when you're cleansing your space, you also want to cleanse and audit your products, your cleaning products. If you're using Clorox, if you're using Dawn, if you're using those conventional cleaning products, those are all hindering your health and they are full of endocrine disruptors. They're compromising your health, your fertility, and perpetuating symptoms. So, looking at your beauty care products, your personal care products, if you're using conventional shampoo and conditioner, they all contain sodium lauryl sulfate and other chemicals that are doing a lot of harm to your liver and preventing cleansing and overburdening your liver with more toxins. Bringing in clean healing ingredients and products is going to be so important because as you cleanse your body, you're eliminating those toxins. But then when you're bathing, you want to use products that minimize your toxic load and exposure. So, becoming aware of how you're curating your space, the products you're using, being a conscious consumer, a conscious curator is so important because your home is the foundation for your life. And when it is clean and aligned and harmonious, it allows for your health and your body to respond in accordance. So, one more element to the cleansing that I want to focus on is movement because when we're cleansing, we focus on the liver, we focus on the lymphatic system, but also movement is so important. While nourishment and hydration and supplementation are important and sleep for the detoxification process, as well as your environment, we also want to move our bodies because the movement is what creates that contraction in the muscles, which then stimulates lymphatic flow and helps the body let go of things. So you can go for morning walks. You can do rebounding, which is so amazing. You can start dry brushing. There are certain wellness practices that I love to enhance the body's ability to cleanse, which are the rebounding and the walking, but then also dry brushing and infrared saunas are amazing to facilitate detoxification and promote cleansing. And then you can also try red light therapy, whatever works for you. We want to design a lifestyle that really supports you and allows you to feel embodied and empowered. So, my invitation for you this season in the spring is to begin to cleanse, to let go of what that doesn't serve you, whether it's products, whether it's clothing, items in your clothes, just begin to declutter because a cluttered space reflects a cluttered mind. So we want to create harmony in our environment, in our energetics. And your body is so incredibly resilient, so strong, and so capable of healing. So whatever it is we're doing, we can amplify those healing benefits. And the body, when it's supported, it will heal. And when we cleanse with intention and alignment, we amplify the body's ability to heal and accelerate the healing process. This is the essence of wellness architecture and lifestyle design. We are designing the spaces and creating the conditions, curating your lifestyle design for radiant health so that you can become who you are meant to be. And I invite you to look around your space. What needs to go? What needs to be rearranged? What can you let go of today? Because when you take one small step, you're going to compound your transformation. And the path to radiant health begins exactly where you are, in acknowledging where you are and beginning to walk forward. Because every choice you make is either costing you your health or an investment in your health. And this is why we begin with you and the foundation of radiant health. This episode served you, please share it with someone who would benefit from understanding the power of cleansing and understanding your role as your own best wellness architect and lifestyle designer. Thank you for being here, and I will see you soon.